To repeat, earlier on the scanner, there was a report of 20 victims. That is unconfirmed. I heard it myself, but that is unconfirmed.
The Providence fire alarm on Metro.
West Clifton.
Bristol Rescue 2, Bristol Rescue 3, Bristol Car 1, office staging.
Roger, Bristol 1707.
Roger, 11-3 on scene, 1707.
I don't have any kind of live feed right now I can use. If I get one, I will certainly get it on the screen for you. So again, what we know is that the school reported this shooting near Barris and Hawley, which is...
All right, we got breaking news live from That Boy's Good studio. Just heard that there's a mass shooting at Brown University. There's casualties. Not too much information yet. The president accidentally said that they caught the suspect, but then came back on X and said that that was incorrect. So we're checking it out now. If you guys like everything, go ahead and give me a subscribe. I'm brand new to the YouTube situation, and I can use anything.
I did advise them.
If you want to donate, I do
use the north entrance.
A place where you can donate, PayPal and Cash App. But you don't have to do that. If you just subscribe, that would do a lot. I need to get at least 100.
The Barris and Hawley building houses the School of Engineering and the Physics Department. I do not know if the shooting or some of the shooting happened in that building, but that is the initial location the school gave was near that building. Again, final exams began yesterday. Final exams run from December 12th to December 20th, according to the university's academic calendar. They began yesterday.
So it was finals going on, I guess.
North Providence on scene, Capitol Ridge.
We'll turn on some light.
Roger, North Providence. 1709.
Hold on.
The untold story.
This dude, he got some issues. Let's turn on some more light.
Give me one moment here.
Battalion 1 operation.
Fire alarm to operations for Battalion 1.
Operations, go ahead.
There we go.
Engine 3, Engine 8, Engine 12, Rescue 4, Rescue 6, and 7. We're waiting on orders from police and safety battalion.
So they've been talking about trying to go into buildings, but there was
Operations received. So that's Engine 3, Engine 8, Engine 12, Rescue 4, Rescue 6.
There was some hesitancy to go in the buildings because they weren't
Rescue
sure it was
2
safe.
and 7 also.
So it sounded before like they
Engine 9 is the command company.
They were waiting to go into some
We're at
buildings
184 Hope with
to
police.
make sure it was safe to go in.
Do you also have Cranston Engine 2, Cranston Rescue 2? I also sent Engine 13 and Rescue 5 down there as well.
They should be staging at Waterman and Hope.
Operations received. So those companies are staging at Hope, and you have Engine 3, Engine 8, Engine 12, Rescue 4, Rescue 6, Rescue 2, and Rescue 7. Is that correct?
That's affirmative.
All right, let's check out what they got over here.
And you're still operating on.
So it's looking like they still looking for I guess Newsmax got something. Let's check them out real quick. This is Newsmax. This is Fox Now or something. Let's see.
With us here on Live Now from Fox, I'm your host, Christina Evans. We do have to bring you
Fox
some
Now.
breaking news. This comes from Providence, Rhode Island. Right now, we are hearing that there has been a shooting reported at Brown University. I do want to put up this live vantage point that we have there of some of the reaction that is now coming and then the police response there to the area. As you can see in front of you, there are multiple police cars and other ambulances as well as fire trucks now responding there to this scene. Again, this is in downtown Providence, Rhode Island at Brown University. So it is official that we have heard brief remarks there from the university as well. They put out a statement on their website. And so I want to show that for you here on the screen as this is, again, breaking news just now coming into our newsroom, saying that Brown University alert is that this is first urgent. There is an active shooter near Barris and Hawley Engineering. Lock your doors, silence phones, and stay hidden until further notice. Remember, run if you are in the affected location. Evacuate safely if you can. Hide. If evacuation is not possible, take cover. Fight. As a last resort, take action to protect yourself. Stay tuned for further safety information. And so this, again, is the statement that Brown University has since put out on their website. An alert sent out to all students there on campus as this reported active shooter is there near the engineering building on campus. I want to take you back out, though, to the live vantage point that we have there in Providence, Rhode Island, as all of this is unfolding. Let's see if we can just listen into a little bit of the audio to hear how the scene is sounding. All right, there isn't much that's happening there as far as sirens. I was wondering if we were going to be able to hear some of those sirens of those first responders who were there on the scene. But again, this is just now coming in. This is breaking within the last 15 minutes or so. At this point, I do want to let you know we don't have any information on if anyone has been hurt in this. Police have not yet released any formal statements, but we're going to continue to track all of this here on Live Now from Fox. But again, this is what Brown University has said. They're talking about an active shooter that has been reported near the engineering building. And again, as this is all unfolding, it's going to take just a few minutes behind the scenes for us to continue to confirm other details and also listen in and watch from any of those local officers when they begin to make statements. But still a very active scene there. Brown University asking students who are there on campus near this affected area to run, hide, or fight in order to protect themselves. I want to put that statement back up on the screen once again. This is what has been said from the university, reminding folks that there is an active shooter near campus, near the engineering building, telling folks to lock their doors, silence their phones, and stay hidden until further notice, saying, remember, run if you are in the affected location, evacuate safely if you can, hide if evacuation is not possible, take cover, and fight as a last resort. Take action to protect yourself, and saying to stay tuned for any further.
We have an update on the active shooter situation at Brown University in Providence, Rhode Island. Providence police say multiple people have been shot in the area of the university. They're advising residents to shelter in place or avoid the area until further notice. This is an active investigation. Brown University also says there are reports of shots fired near Governor Street, a few blocks from where the initial shooting was reported. Obviously, we don't have much information on this. It's a day, it seems like one tragedy after another. We don't know what victims exist and what state they're in, but this is an active shooter on campus at Brown University. Tommy, you know, it's tough to sit here and not have more information to give.
Right. Well, to me, just looking at this, it seems like a very odd time because a lot of, and I know we discussed earlier, they're still in session. They're taking their finals this upcoming week, but this is the holiday time. A lot of students, studying for finals. Also, this is a Saturday on a college campus. You wouldn't think that a Saturday on a college campus would be hustling and bustling like maybe a weekday would be. So obviously a lot more question than answer. But when you look at the motive here, it's interesting to parse this out on a Saturday on a university campus in the middle of the Christmas holiday season.
Yeah, Joe, we were just discussing mental illness and what happened here in Manhattan. Then we move over and there's another active shooter on campus. The lady here in Manhattan went and bought knives in Macy's and tried to kill someone. This person obviously is using a gun. At what point do we start looking at mental health as the predominant epidemic in this country?
Obviously, it's a threat to the lives of Americans in this country, and I think that with all the
that and
billions that we
supposedly
spend in terms
left
of
people
our budgets,
Trump.
that we really need to be laser focused on not just throwing money at the problem, making sure it's allocated to the proper places and to the biggest risks as far as people that absolutely should be in the institutions and should be nowhere on the street taking out students right there in Providence at Brown University, or a woman who stabs another woman from behind while she's changing her baby. The baby fell to the ground. Fortunately, only had limited injuries, but still, I mean, just to be reporting this stuff, obviously, these people are sick, and we need to treat this like a national security issue. That means billions of dollars spent and doing it in the right way.
Yeah. We have a statement here we can read, or some information here. The shooting was reported near a 7-story structure that houses the School of Engineering and Physics Department. According to the school's website, it includes 117 laboratories, 150 offices, and 15 classrooms. There's 703,000 undergraduates and just over 3,000 graduate students there on campus, I presume, according to the website. Julie, this is, if I'm not mistaken, an Ivy League school.
Yep.
So in Rhode Island, not necessarily somewhere you associate with violence very often, a small state. And it kind of drills home the point. We don't know the motive here. I'm talking about mental health because a sane person would never do anything, even if they're just acting with evil motive. But this idea that, I mean, if you can't be safe in the Macy's in Manhattan and you can't be safe on a college campus, it really shows you how much, just how much important it is for Americans to protect themselves, to be vigilant in just the times we're living in.
That's why Trump trying to get the National Guard everywhere.
Never safe anywhere this day and age. I was just in Providence, Rhode Island a week ago, and it is a very safe place. And I grew up in New England, so Providence, Rhode Island, this sort of stuff doesn't happen there. But that's the problem. It's the new norm. And we should remind our viewers that this active shooter is still on the loose. He or she was masked, so they don't have any pictures of the face under the mask. So we don't know who we're looking for, if it's a he or if it's a she. But something very scary for these students, that they are on a lockdown right now. Students have been basically told by Brown and Alert, remember, run if you are in the affected location, evacuate safely if you can, hide if evacuation is not possible, take cover, fight as a last resort, take action to protect yourself. And that is an update from the school, and it said stay tuned for further safety information. So there is a gunman on the loose, so nobody should be outside of their homes or their campuses, and just stay buckled down and hunkered down until you hear.
You know, Tommy, I don't know exactly what's happening on Brown University. I would imagine a Saturday night is probably when those students are most vulnerable. I don't know if this was in an actual facility or if it was near where they live. But this idea that, students do active shooter drills. Yeah. So they understand how to respond to this and lock it down during the school day. It's much different on a Saturday night. You understand the college experience.
Yeah, well, and again, that's why this seems so peculiar to me. Obviously, we don't know who or what the shooter was targeting, but I would imagine a Saturday night before finals week, and it's before Christmas, and Joe was kind enough to look up the schedule there, and they're retaking their finals next week. So maybe college students out enjoying themselves on a Saturday night after studying, getting ready to go home for the holiday break, the extended vacation, and then to have something like this happen. But to your point, Joey, we have a lot of active shooter training, K through 12. I don't know how much college students actually receive, especially when you have sprawling campuses campuses like this, I can imagine it's much more difficult when you're in a high school or you're in a middle school or an elementary school. You're dealing with one building or
like
maybe
a
couple
controlled
buildings.
environment.
Yeah,
exactly.
This feels like this could be anywhere, and that's why I'm sure it's very difficult to apprehend this person as well.
Of course, now we have a statement from the governor of Rhode Island, Dan McKee. It says, we are actively monitoring the shooting at Brown University. Our teams are working closely with local law enforcement. Please stay clear of the area and monitor official channels for updates. Praying for our community. Unfortunately, not a lot of information there.
Hold on.
Fire alarm 2, engine 11.
What's going on here?
That's crazy, man.
I'm supposed to get a
Fire
live
alarm
shot.
2,
soon.
engine 11.
He's supposed to get a live shot soon.
Engine 11 on 1. Engine 11, can you respond to 225 Hope now? 225 Hope. That's at the
In the
auditorium.
middle of doing tests, you got some crazy lunatic
Will do.
coming in
That's gonna
shooting
be
up the
sports
spot.
center.
It's insane.
Sorry, guys. I'm trying to get.
I know you're trying.
I'm hoping to get live footage of the press conference. And it's just,
And you can't get the live footage of the press conference? I can. If it's out there.
Going to 66 minutes.
Let's do. Let's see here.
I
We
just
have
to keep an eye out.
1049 Atwells Avenue at the restaurant. Outside for a 46-year-old male unable to walk.
Dang, they still out there going through some stuff.
We have Middletown Rescue for Atwell.
No, it ain't even out yet.
Roger.
Let's see.
Alrighty, guys, so we're en route to a crash right now.
Oh, this is something else. But it's live. I'll keep it. It's crazy. It's here. Yeah, that sucks. I don't know what's going on with that. Here you go. Come on. Oh my gosh. What do we got here? All right, here we go.
When it's lifted.
Here we go. See,
wire fraud.
Okay. And so I'm gonna.
Ah, hell no.
Right in the center.
It's barely a master manipulator.
For him to be a long shot.
You need to know the whole train, whatever it might be.
Okay.
Responding as well. So you think Cranston and Warwick
regime.
A shooter was.
There you go. Let's see what's going on.
We have breaking news in Rhode Island. Brown University says there's been a shooting.
He couldn't even put his tie on.
The suspect is not in custody. Here's a live look at the scene. The university says Providence police are still on scene, and they're asking everyone to continue to take shelter. New video shows students running on campus. The university sending a message through its alert system earlier, warning of an active shooter near the Barris and Holly Engineering building. ABC News Justice and Homeland Security reporter Luke Bard joins us now on the phone. Luke, can you tell us the latest in this situation?
Yeah, so what we know at this moment is that the Brown University did send a message out saying they do not have a suspect in custody, and they are looking to see what happened during this active shooter situation, which they did confirm. They're coordinating with multiple law enforcement agencies that are on the site, and I've been speaking to sources that have said that they're getting police from all over the state of Rhode Island, and this is an area of Providence called the East Side. Just a little bit of context about where this is in Rhode Island. This is an area called the East Side. It's the east side of Providence. There's obviously Brown is the anchor of that community. There's multiple private schools in that area as well. it's also pretty residential. So Brown is kind of the anchor of this community on the east side, and there's different little pockets around it. And it really is a close-knit community there on the east side. Rhode Island is a place, of course, where everybody knows everybody. It's a small state in the country. And so this, as I'm talking to sources on the ground there, it's really shaken a lot of folks there.
Do we have any information on the suspect right now?
Well, we know that initially Brown said that they did have the suspect in custody. Now they just put out an alert that said they don't have the suspect in custody, and they're continuing to search for this suspect. But obviously, it's a really fluid situation. They're on the east side of Providence, and like I said, there's law enforcement from around the state that are responding.
Now, the university officials, they told people to shelter in place right now. They sent that message on their alert system that went out to everyone's phones. So what does that look like and feel inside these classrooms, or even maybe what could be some dorm halls where some students and faculty are still sheltering? What could that possibly look like right now?
Yeah, that would mean that people are closing their doors. They're not going outside. They're really trying to lock down until they get the all clear from the school. And the campus of Brown is unique because it's kind of scattered throughout the east side. So there's different buildings. Obviously, there's one main quad, but there's different buildings scattered throughout the east side of Providence. So this is probably going to be impacting all of those buildings and all those dorms and those classrooms. Obviously, of course, it's close to finals, so students are studying, and it is something that is kind of shaking the community up there.
All right, we have ABC News contributor Brad Garrett, who's now on the phone. We're going to go to him right now, ask a couple of questions. Brad, you're seeing right now active shooter situation right now at the campus of Brown University. Officials are saying that the suspect has not been caught at the moment. Can you talk to us about what specifically police forces and other law enforcement agencies are doing right now as this search continues to sprawl out into that community?
So obviously the key is how quickly can you ID the shooter? Now, we don't know, you and I don't know the specifics, who got shot, who might be deceased. All of those things are sort of obviously relevant as to playing into what was the motivation of this shooting. He or she may have nothing to do, the shooter may have nothing to do with who got shot, or it may have been targeted. That all becomes important, obviously, in trying to figure out who he is. But where I'm going with this is that there are going to be people that witnessed it, that saw the person, that may, if it's a student, may have recognized the person. Typically, as you well know, college campuses have a lot of CCTV. You're going to look at that quickly, because obviously, if this was, there's some reporting of a number of people shot. I mean, it's a big deal to find this guy. And
yeah, it's a big deal.
If in fact, if he's going to someplace else, and is there information that there's more than one person? Typically, it's not. These tend to be lone actors, but you don't know until you play that out. And so, one of the keys in these types of cases is you have to do things simultaneously. The things I just mentioned, a few of them. You have to assign people. It has to be organized, and you have to have the ability to bring all that information back to a command center where they can sort of sort out what they have and what direction should they be going, and what are the possibilities of, can we, based on what we know right now, potentially ID the shooter.
Now, Luke, I want to go back to you right now. I want to talk about where this potentially happened. We know that the university sent out that alert to people's phones talking about how this could have been centered around that possible engineering building. What more do we know about where this incident has taken place?
Yeah, where this building is on Hope Street, which is kind of one of the main arteries of the east side of Providence, and it's a really busy area of where this campus is, and of course it's just a couple blocks away from the main quad there, and it's abutted by Thayer Street.
That's a main tank.
So this is a really this building is a pretty populated place in Providence. Of course, then you've got there's this building, and then there's just blocks and blocks of homes and restaurants and all kinds of things. So it's not, if you think about Brown, it's not just a one singular campus with a quad. It's multiple buildings scattered over, multiple blocks around the east side.
Ah, dear.
All right, if you're just joining us, we are reporting on breaking news out of Rhode Island. Brown University says there's been a shooting on campus and a suspect is not in custody. Here's a live look at the scene. The university says Providence police are still on scene and they're asking everyone to continue to take shelter. New video shows students running on campus. The university sending a message through its alert system earlier, warning of an active shooter near the Barris and Holly Engineering building. ABC News' Andrew Dimbert is here with me now. Andrew, obviously this is a situation that's unfolding very rapidly right now. We know police are on scene, several law enforcement agencies. What specifically do we know about this incident right now?
Typically with these situations, whether it's a shooting on campus or some sort of mass shooting, not suggesting that that's what this is, there is confusion on campus, right? The police had originally said that, for example, a shooter was in custody. That is not the case. They're saying that a shooter is not in custody. If you are on campus, they're urging people to shelter in place, fight as a last resort kind of thing here. No word on victims.
You better fight
a suspect,
if you got
There's
to.
still so many questions at this hour as the scene develops. We do know the call came in to police around 4:20 p.m., so just about an hour or so ago. But we're still waiting for an update here from police, Brown University there in Rhode Island. A lot of questions, Ike.
Absolutely. I want to turn now to Luke Barr right now, who's on the phone with us right now. Luke, I want to talk to you right now. What specifically do we know right now in terms of this incident?
Yeah, so Brown just sent out another alert that says that there's a report of shots being fired in the area, and they're urging people to continue to stay in place. Of course, law enforcement is responding, but what we know was that Brown confirmed that there was an active shooter, and they initially, as Andrew said, had somebody in custody, and now it appears that they don't have the suspect in custody. It's a really fluid situation right now at this time, and a lot of times during these mass shootings, there is initial confusion. Especially in a place that doesn't typically see these kinds of mass casualty incidents. Rhode Island is a small community. Everybody knows everybody in Rhode Island, as I said, and so there is kind of an almost a shock that this happened at Brown, according to the folks I'm speaking with that are on the ground there, and they're getting help from not only the Providence police, which in Providence is the biggest city in the state, but also area towns and cities are responding as well. So you think Cranston and Warwick are to be responding. So this is a large response from law enforcement, and again, they did confirm that there was an active shooter. Brown did confirm that there was an active shooter on campus.
All right, ABC News contributor Brad Garrett also on the phone with us. Brad, this area is clearly not secure right now. We know police have said that the suspect is not in custody. This is also a potentially massive campus with the ability to house thousands of students and faculty at one point in time. So how do you secure a place that could potentially have so many different types of exits and entrances in and around the campus?
Well, with difficulty, but it can be done. So again, we don't know, or I don't know, if this shooting occurred inside a building or outside a building. I've been listening to your discussion, and the gentleman's talking about an engineering building. But if it's outside, then you may or may not need to immediately search the engineering building. You may. It depends on direction of flight of the person.
Man, this dude don't know what he's talking about. You gotta
toward a
go
building.
through
Now,
everything.
to your point, it sounds like there's buildings, excuse me, all around where this potential shooter might be. But
Dude running around.
He might be hiding in one of the buildings. So you're going to have to be
He might be acting like a student by this point.
Here, because it takes a lot of manpower to go through a building. And so as they look at the intel that they have, direction of flight, what do we have as far as IDing this person? What do we have as far as witnesses have told us about what they saw, Did they possibly recognize the person? So forth. All of that plays in. You can see how this ball just keeps moving multiple directions at the same time as you pick up a piece of information about, okay, it could be, Mr. or Miss X. And so you run that out, and you have officers, detective agents, whatever it might be, immediately run that out. But as far as locking down the scene, it becomes tricky, obviously, as how far do you go? How much do you take manpower and send them into buildings? It's all going to be driven by intel.
All right, Andrew Dimbert, I want to turn to you now. We know that the university
Anything else? Okay, we got something. Here we go. Let's go back here.
On that video right now.
All right.
I'm not seeing any sound on the video right now. I'm hoping.
Here we go.
Oh, we might have a different one. Hold on a second. There might be. I have a different video too.
Operations, go ahead, Engine 14.
Operations, go ahead, 14. Primary suspect still on the loose.
They just said 0
Operations
victims.
received. Will you be going to a second location after that?
At a certain location.
Man.
I know at this time. I'll update you.
They just said that.
What?
They just said that there's no victims at a certain location they were searching, but
The dude's still out there. He gonna probably take some hostages or something.
I have access to, so I want to get that up on the screen for you. Well, I don't know if that's going to be where the press conference is. Wait, now why is it? All right, hold on. I have the news conference. I have the news conference. Guys, give me 1 second. I'm going to get the news conference as well. I got the video of the news conference. Give me a moment here. Just give me a moment. Give me 1 moment here. Hope this works. I think I got it. No, that's not it. We're still looking at that, but there should be another video I have access to here. Why is it not going? The news conference has not started yet.
Safety battalion, you can return to the first floor lobby. Roxanne.
Can we have a rescue respond to 976 Atwells Avenue? It's going to be for a possible CVA. Starting engine 15.
Oh, hold on a moment.
I have Newport enforcement. They're on the air. They're not back yet. If you want to try to contact one of them, just stand by. Attention, engine 15 is still on. That's engine 15. 976 Atwells Avenue. It's going to be a rescue run.
All right, guys. I have the I have access to the news conference has not started yet, so we will have that.
Damn.
I am just trying to
do
Fast
something.
Engine 15, respond to 976 Atwells Avenue.
This nigga got all of the radio waves.
For a 70-year-old female, possible
hang on.
CVA.
Hang on.
Fast Engine
Hang
15,
on.
respond to 976 Atwells Avenue.
Got something.
70-year-old female CVA. Should be at the front door.
Hang on, it's starting. Hold on, I gotta turn the scanner off. There's too much happening.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what were those 2 rescues?
Brown Police Chief Rodney Chapman, Brown Provost.
Snaps. Here we go. See, I should probably go to
Commander Tim O'Hara and Lieutenant Governor Sabina Matos.
should go to AP. Watch it.
Occurred at Brown today, and so please understand that it's important for us to share what details we do have in the community, because there's a lot of fear and anxiety and unfortunately already some misinformation, but this is very early hours, and so please know that some of these details may be subject to change, that this investigation is ongoing. We will be as transparent as we can in the hours to come, and we'll provide regular updates, but we're going to share what we do know at this time. But please bear with us as we know sometimes these details shift as the investigation progresses.
All right.
Sadly, today is a day that the city of Providence and the state of Rhode Island prayed would never come. We've heard about horrific acts of gun violence and active shooter situations in other places, but not here. But this afternoon at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, we received a call. 4:05 was when the initial call came in to Brown University of a report of an active shooter. I can confirm that there are 2 individuals who have died this afternoon, and there are another 8 in critical status, though stable, at Rhode Island Hospital. Those are the only injuries or casualties that we know at this time. But as I mentioned, and it's important to remind folks, these numbers may change. We are still in early hours, but at this time there are 2 deceased and 8 who are critical but
We got
stable
2
at
deceased
Rhode Island Hospital.
and 8 in critical condition, he
We do not have
said.
a shooter in custody at this time.
No shooter in
There
custody.
is a shelter in place in effect for the greater Brown University
God
area.
damn.
If you
So we
live
got
on or near
a shooter just running around. What'd he do? Damn, see, this is why
return to your homes
I
until
gotta
the shelter
go
in place has been lifted. We will make regular updates through all City of Providence official social media channels. That's where you can find out more information about the shelter in place, if it changes, when it's lifted. I want to commend the...
All right, here you go, man.
There were multiple exams.
I'm going to pull it back. Here we go, guys. Sorry about that. Because this dude, he doing way too much.
The fire department was assisted with mutual aid from across the state of Rhode Island. And as I think we know our community to be, our neighbors have really stepped up in a big way today. And we're very grateful for everyone who has offered assistance and who will continue to offer assistance.
All right, here we go.
The fire department was aided by departments in Warwick, Barrington, Bristol, Brown, EMS, Pawtucket, Cranston, Coventry, Smithfield, East Greenwich, North Kingstown, Woonsocket, Professional Ambulance Company, Situate, and Cumberland. Providence Police and Brown Police were aided by East Providence, Cranston, Cumberland, the State Police, the FBI, and the ATF. Brown, Providence, and the FBI are currently in close coordination as they seek to find the shooter or shooters. The shooting took place at the Barris and Holly building, which is a Brown University engineering and physics building. The building contains both classrooms and lab space. We'll hear from the provost in a minute with some additional updates from Brown. There will be a family reunification center that Brown will be setting up effective at 7 o'clock. Please stay tuned for updates on where that will be. We are encouraging anyone who was a witness to today's action to please contact the police. as the investigation is ongoing and they may have critical information. At this time, I'd like to introduce the governor of the state of Rhode Island, who was quick to call and offer assistance and has been in touch with our law enforcement, had the state police respond quickly, and has been a great partner to the city of Providence on this sad day. Governor McKee.
Okay, Mayor. Yeah, so the unthinkable has happened, and I've been in touch, as the mayor said, to make sure that all the resources that we have, whether it's the EMA, our state police, Department of Health, which we've been in contact with as well, are responding in a way that is being helpful as possible. We've been in contact with the White House as well. Our office has been in contact with the White House. So we will bring all our resources to the table. I've been in touch with Governor Healy as well as other governors who have experienced the same tragedy. So our thoughts go out to those who have been impacted by this in any way, and we'll continue to provide the assistance to the authorities here in Providence as well as statewide, and continue to make sure that we are doing everything we can to help the families that are, that are suffering right now.
Yeah. Now I'd like to introduce Chief Rodney Chapman from Brown PD.
My name is Rodney Chapman. I'm Vice President for Brown University, Vice President of Public Safety and Emergency Management, and I serve as Chief of Police as well. As mentioned, and we will mention this several times, this is a very fluid situation and dynamically involving. Needless to say, my primary concern is the safety and security of this community, and we are encouraging, if anyone has information about the tragic events that unfolded this afternoon, to please contact us and provide that information. At this moment, I do want to say and share that my profound thanks and appreciation for all of the first responders who have come to assist us and all that are gathered right now speaking to continue this investigation, to include all of the City of Providence resources, state resources, and the federal government in terms of the FBI and ATF. Sir?
Now, Commander Tim O'Hara from Providence Police.
Good evening, Tim O'Hara, Deputy Chief of Providence Police. So earlier this afternoon, when we received the call for an active shooter inside a building inside Brown University, our officers responded, and as they're trained to do, entered that building immediately and began searching for a suspect. They did a systematic search of the building. However, no suspect was located at that time. They were able to clear that building and provide a safe place for all of students and faculty and workers that were in that building to meet at. Preliminarily, all we have is a suspect that was a male dressed in black. It is unknown how he entered the building, but we do know that he exited the Hope Street side of that complex. We're utilizing every resource possible to find this suspect. The shelter in place is in order, and I urge people to take that very seriously. Please do not come to the area. There's an active police investigation going on, and there's a lot of police activity. We've got assistance so far from some surrounding communities, the state police, the Cranston Police, East Providence Police, as well as our federal partners in the FBI and the ATF. We're talking to witnesses at this time and delving into any video that's in the area, and the investigation is very active and ongoing. We'll be updating you, I'm sure, throughout the night, but as I said, right now there is no suspect that is under arrest, so please stay out of the area. Thank you.
Dear.
We'll take questions at the end. We have a few more speakers, please. Next, Fire Chief Derek Silva.
Derek Silva, Fire Chief of the City of Providence. As mentioned previously, at 4:05 p.m. we were dispatched to the area of Waterman and Thayer for an active shooter incident where our firefighters, known as a rescue task force, linked up with Providence Police with 2 operational locations at Waterman and Thayer and Waterman and Hope. Rescue Task Force is a firefighter that wears body armor and has ability to stop any shooting wounds and make sure that any victims are extricated quickly.
RoboCop.
Police in neighboring cities and towns. 8 people were transported, as the mayor mentioned, critical but stable condition, and 2, unfortunately, were dead on arrival. We have a total of 10 victims, but
I
as
know they
cautioned
inside
everyone, this is a
somewhere because they
incident.
worried
We're
about
still
the
actively
shooter
searching
coming to
buildings
the
along with Providence Police to make sure that everyone
to the
is
press
safe
conference.
and that there are no one else that needs our assistance. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. And then last, we'll hear from the Provost of Brown University, Frank Doyle.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm Frank Doyle, Provost of Brown University. I want to reiterate, this is an evolving situation, as you've heard multiple times. Our first priority is the safety of our academic community, the campus community, and coordinating closely with law enforcement and medical services. In the meantime, we continue to direct our community to shelter in place.
Hide your kids, hide your wife,
we are working
and hide your husband because they shooting everybody.
Any impacts from the shooting. We do know that there were final exams taking place in the building between 2 and 5 p.m. We can confirm that support services are on site. We have been and continue to be very grateful to law enforcement and emergency medical.
Don't forget to subscribe.
We have
I need
relocated students to get support services
anything I can get, so
and we'll be providing more
appreciate everybody if they watching breaking news.
Extremely grateful to local law enforcement for their ongoing support.
Massive shooting at the Brown University.
Supporting our students and families, as well as
Suspect still is not in custody.
So before we take questions, I just want to implore.
And when I find out some more information, I'll bring it to you. Want to sign out? I'll be back on tonight with some body cam live stream. And I'll probably play some video games too. Thinking about bringing out No Man's Sky, or I got Grand Theft Auto, where I do role playing. God damn. I'm Officer McDougal. My role playing. So if you want to be interested in seeing that, check me out today. And if I get any more information about this shooter, I'll pop back on. All right, everybody. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you want, you can donate. It's in my information in the description. Peace.
We will make those details available when they become available. We expect to be providing regular updates throughout the evening.